Hello and welcome. In today's video, I would like to talk about some quite interesting things, but I have to start with a story. So, a few months ago, my friend wanted to do like a bioresonance reading on her items. She's making shungit rings like this, earrings, shungit pyramids, and also copper jewelry, basically. So she found a lady whose work is to do bioresonance reading on you. And what we done is we sat there and we held the item in our hands, and then the lady kind of measured our aura with or without the item. Of course, the aura changes anyway, but it was like quite fast. So we only spent like a few minutes with the item, so you could really like measure it, that it is because of the item, or what is it with the item, and how does it look like without the item. And after that, we wanted to measure like few of her items, just like how good is it for you, because what you can do with this reader is that it will tell you that, let's say, this thing, let's say, how good is it for you. Let's say 50% if you take it, or any food, 50%, 75%, 90%, and so on and so on. So what we did, while she was putting it there and the lady was about to measure, I guessed it. And believe me or not, the item for me, so for myself, the items I picked, I could guess it, you can call it guessing, I could guess it almost 100%. So let's say the machine said that will be good for you, let's say 98%, and I would say like 96. So only 1 or 2% of difference was between me and the machine, which is quite amazing. And when it came to my friend, I could guess it in between. So there was like a discrepancy of, let's say, 1 to 5%. So let's say the machine would say, I don't know, 46%, and I would say 41. So why I'm telling you this, we all know that these machines are quite expensive. But if you really tune into yourself, then you don't need a machine. You will know what is good for you and what is not good for you. That is the moral of the story. That's why I'm telling you this, because now we're going to the real story. That is just background story. In September, I wrote it down. In September, I downloaded ch.at. Don't ask me why. It was like crazy moment for me. And I thought I'm gonna see what can it do for me. Let's say, because you can put in like, I don't know, write me something in Japanese or something. So I wanted to try it out, and it was quite bad, in a sense that the wording wasn't, it was like a mesh of words, like the most valued words meshed up together. That's it. So it wasn't anything special, really. It was fast. I only was on it probably like 5 minutes, and then I spent the next half an hour trying to delete my account. But first, so why I wanted to delete my account, because in a minute I went on it, I had such a headache, you wouldn't believe me. It was like someone was holding my head in concrete and pushing it like really hard, and it was like so overwhelming that I said, no, I really can't take this. This is too much. It was horrible, like in the temples here, these lobes here. And so I said, okay, I'm gonna delete it. Well, so please, if you don't have to, because of your job, even if you have to try to ask someone else who is not like sensitive, but rather just don't use ChatGPT, seriously. So first, okay, I delete my account, I follow the instructions, doesn't work. So I send an email, like support, received or replied by probably some machine, saying that you have to do this and this. But to do, you just click onto that link. So I clicked onto the link, and I went back to ch.at. So it's basically chuck me in again and again. So I had to face this energy again and again. I was like, no, okay, I can't take this no more. So I said, okay, I don't care. I just deleted it. Like the email I used is my kind of spam email, basically. Anyway, so I just said I just never gonna open it up. And funny, it was really funny because I did send 2 emails to them, and they said, oh, it's okay now, we don't monitor this email anymore. Okay, so interesting choice of words anyway. And so yeah, and I was like, after, like, I felt really bad, headache, really bad. So I said, okay, I'm gonna do some light language. And I always say that I connect to the sun and to the earth to kind of clear myself. Well, now this time it didn't work like that. I wanted to connect to the sun, but I ended up going behind the sun, and there I never been. So that was quite new. So I ended up behind the sun in a bundle of energy. It looked like a meteorite shower. It was just like one kind of fiery energy, and I went right into the middle of it, and almost instantly I felt release and cleansing. Like really, I could cleanse myself quite quickly there, and I felt like really light, and my headache disappeared, and I felt exactly. I think so the only time I felt such a strong energy was when I done a session with the Pantheon of Athena, because that was also a whole body experience. Once I went to Glastonbury, where I experienced this crystal balls. There was a lady who done that. That was amazing, but that only kind of affected my mind. So my head, the pineal gland. So yeah, so the thing is that I managed to clear myself, and that was it. And then the next night, so that was because I wrote it down. I have to look it back. So that was the night of 7 going to 8. So, and then the next night, so from 9 to 10, I wanted to go back consciously. So I consciously went to the sun, and then around the sun, where I found this bundle of energy of light or something. But this time I didn't end up in the middle of it. I was put into the left, into some sort of pod, like a healing pod. And so I was just sitting there. I have to read it because I can't really remember the details now. And healing pods, I thought, yeah. And then suddenly I went further, and that is the interesting part, I would say. I went further into a ball of gray or silver, gray silver ball, like a huge ball. But I had to kind of use some force to kind of go into it, like to manage to get through that membrane it had. That experience I had sometimes when you wanna consciously join or go into someone else's energy, but that was like that kind of, and but it was like quite hard to go in. But once I was in, it was pretty interesting because sorry, but I have to read it. So I wrote down that I saw many stars or systems, and I could have zoomed into them. So basically it was like you could see everything, and you could feel and experience everything because you were at the middle or in the middle of it. And wherever you looked, or you turned your consciousness, because you were like nothing there, just like your consciousness. And really all you can see is darkness and glittering lights everywhere, like everywhere. Like wherever you wanted to go and how far you wanted to go, you could have gone. And you saw this happiness, this joy of creation. That was really interesting. Like the joy of creation, that this whole universe, although it was dark on the surface, it was full of life, and it was expanding, and it was happy and creative. So I wrote down something like, so I was in the center and I felt the excitement of creation and beauty. So I stayed there. I felt immersed power in me, creating power, fearless, strong, beautiful power. Wanted to see if it was positive or negative. Yeah, because I wasn't sure if it's maybe still the aftershock of this ch.at, I don't know. And but it is definitely, it was positive because as I said, it was like you could see the joy of creation. It's like I explained it to one of my friends. It was like, you know, when you buy something to your partner or your daughter or you know your kids or anyone, you know, and you know that they're gonna be really happy, and you have this build up in you that you can't wait to see like how happy they're gonna be. And so it was like that, this waiting how it's gonna turn out. That is the best way, but it was like immense power. Like I can't really put it into words. Like there was nothing you could not do because you had energy and power, good, and you wanted to use it to create good things. It was amazing. So there wasn't a destructive energy in it. It was a really forceful, almost aggressive energy, the energy of creation. If you think about it, it is actually, but now thinking back, but so that kind of threw me off a bit, but it was positive overall. So it was forceful, but in a good way, because it is so powerful, so it has to be forceful, kind of, I think. And then I wanted to detach myself from that ball of energy. It was like a size of a planet, and my body was full of light language. Ooh, that was interesting. My body was like full of light language, just going into it, like written on it. I just went into my skin, and that was it, basically. So there is another thing. If you are wondering how to know which symbol, what light language is for sharing and which is not, I would say that the one that you can remember, that's definitely is for sharing, because the one you can't remember, because I've seen such geometric forms and everything, I would not be able to draw it down in an exact way ever in my life. So that but basically you can't replicate it. So obviously that is for you, and the rest is for everyone else. Now, do I want to say this? I want to say this. So we came across with my friend who does brilliant light language, with some people who can tap into it, but it's like they don't really, how would I say this? So basically, okay, I'm just gonna say it as it is. That's the easiest way. So that was light language. So please, when you listen to anything, or you know, and they say that, oh, close your eyes, meditate on it, think that it's like here and there, please check the source. Check who is that person who is putting this out for you. Even if I do this, you know, how do you know I'm not talking like absolute bollocks? You know, you don't know. So please, at least check with yourself that, you know, does it feel all right? Because we've seen some light language, sure, it was light language, and it did say that, oh, this is for light, or I don't know, some harmony or whatever, and all it was is death. Like basically it was death. It was like I'm also very sensitive when I take my blood, and it felt exactly like that it like basically I would just faint in a minute, like. So yeah, so please, you know, not everything, so please don't follow everything. If you follow someone, you know, they put out all this music and they say, oh, this is for this is for that, please at least check the comments to see, maybe someone said, oh, actually didn't feel good, please. So always check in with yourself, and don't come from the point of, oh, I need this. Just really check, just check, how does it feel to receive this? Because sometimes strange is not all, doesn't always mean it's bad, but strange is just strange, but you will feel if it's bad. So you just be careful with that. That's it. So Oh, I don't know what I wanted to say with this. So light language. Oh yeah, the codes and everything. Yeah, okay. And yeah, okay. And then, so okay, so I kind of at the end of my story, basically. What else I wanted to say? I'm really thrown with the light language because I just received the code. 1 minute. I'm gonna talk about it in a minute. And so, and then next night. Okay, so with this immerse energy, I had like creation energy, and you can do everything. It's almost like when the volcano is forming or whatever, like really, wow, it was amazing. And but not in the ego, it's just like the power, the energy of it. So then I went and I gave, because I was like really far out, I gave this energy to the earth, and then obviously to my loved ones. So I really forced this energy to them, like you can heal, you are powerful and everything. And so that is what I mean, that it is a forceful but kind of helpful energy. And then that was it. And the next night, I wanted to go back to the ball of consciousness, I would say, and I couldn't. So I went to the sun, I went to the pod or the bundle of energy. That was okay. And then I saw the ball somewhere further out, and I wanted to go there with my mind, or with my consciousness, rather, I should use that word, and I couldn't. It always held back. So it went further and further, and since then I haven't been back, nor to the ball or nor to the bundle. So, and then I came to the conclusion, which is not like a big thing, but you'll see in a minute, it makes sense. It's kind of a cliche, but so when we connect to the sun and to the earth, the sun is obviously, now it's obvious for me too, because I always done the healing connecting with the sun. So the cleansing also, but no, the sun is nourishing. All it does is nourishing. Obviously, nourishment gives you a certain amount of healing, but it's nourishing. The earth is grounding. And then that bundle behind the sun, that was cleansing. That was like the source, the energy of source. If you have to name it to something, you can name it whatever you want to. And then that ball, that was consciousness. That was the consciousness of all. And well, anyway, this is how I interpreted it. That sounds bad anyway. No. So, and that's it. So that is my story. That is a long story. My next video is gonna be about varicose veins, because I started to have problems with it. It started like 2 years ago, actually. And so I'm gonna share with you some things, and I also I received a light language code which I used on me, and it doesn't hurt now. So, well, it's only been 2 days, so I can't say for sure, but I'm gonna share it with you with the other tips that I am using at the moment. So I hope it's gonna help you too. So, and then we're gonna get on with the meditation up till December, or even maybe in January, if I don't have anything else to say or nothing comes up really. So that was my little rant for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm wishing you a lovely day. Thank you. Bye for now.